Hello everyone, today I will show you the way I jungle with Nasus. I think he's a very strong champion that can work if you're doing support masteries, if you're doing offense masteries, if you're doing tank masteries. He works really nice all the way because he's a very strong champion. But I feel that he really does his best when you go into the tank tree. So you want to be defensive 3 all the way down, and I'll just save 9 of the masteries into the offense trees for the cooldown reduction, the extra damage per level, and the armor penetration. When it comes to my runes, I will go for Mark's attack speed. Quintessences are going to be movement speed, because as a tank it is really important to be able to move. And when it comes to seals and glyphs, those are going to be armor and magic resistance scaling runes, because I feel that after level 6 the extra armor that I gain with those is just very nice. So what you're going to do is this: you're going to start with the Hunter's Machete. It really makes a huge difference into the clearing of the jungle, so that is pretty much a must. 5 potions, and your first skill is going to be the Q. You want to farm your Q, so you're going to start with the wolves, the little ones, double hit, then you siphon strike, and then you're going to focus on the big one. Now when it comes to the big one, it's a really important thing that you farm it. You really want to get that extra 6 damage, because it's going to make a big difference. So sometimes it's going to slow down your jungling, like in this case. It was such a nice leash by my allies that I just wanted to wait to, instead of using Smite, I just wanted to farm my Q. And once very rare you get a smiteless blue, you want to rush into the red and just land the Spirit Fire. That's going to be your second skill, and pretty much the only pointer you'll be putting in this one, because every time you can, you want to get the Siphoning Strike. So one other thing you want to make sure that you do, it's like for example, in those golds, you're gonna go for the Spirit Fire right away, pump, Siphoning Strike. And then when you go for the big minion, you want to make sure that when you land your Q, you have your Spirit Fire underneath, because it's gonna make a very nice extra damage. And when it comes to the big golds, I'm gonna go for the little one, Siphoning Strike, so I get rid of his damage, and I farm my Q. And again, Spirit Fire and Q, and then just wait for the Siphoning Strike to come back. So instead of showing a game that might be boring for those moments, I will just highlight the best parts of it, so it's not going to be a massively huge video. And hopefully you're going to have fun, and you're going to see some interesting aspects about these characters. Okie dokie. So it looks like this Jack is pushing a lot. I will use my flash because you never know, there's always a chance for them to make extra damage. And this was a very easy gank, so you slow down the enemy, you place your Spirit Fire, and then you just hammer strike with your Q. And I'm gonna go for mid. Make sure that you always ping. There's a lot of players that don't see you coming, that's what they say. So a mistake I did here was, I thought he was going to escape. I placed my Spirit Fire on this side, but instead he was there. So yeah, important thing is ping and communicate. Moments like this where there's no sense into staying, just leave, because you really want to farm. So when it comes to the items that I get, I really like to get this Spirit Stone because I really need the mana regeneration and the extra damage on the minions. It's always good, and the cooldown reduction boost because you really wanna have that Q available every time it's possible. I usually like to get as close to 40% cooldown reduction as I can. And as you can see, the next item that I'm gonna go for, yeah, it's a Trinity Force. I really think that if you wanna be a tank, you gotta have at least one item that provides the damages. Because if you go 100% into tankiness, you're gonna be depending too much on your allies, and it's never a good thing because you need, like in this case, we totally had Nunu. Problem is that sometimes the toss are just not right because he just gave him the chance to get out of the fight. So it is really important that at least one item goes into the damages because if you rely 100% on what the allies do, you're gonna miss some of the potentials that you have as a champion like Nasus. And Sheen really works well with this Q because it amplifies the damage so much. You're gonna enjoy it, especially when you go for enemy turrets. So here looks there's gonna be a chance for a fight, a big team fight. So this is what actually it's gonna happen. You really want to slow down the enemy that not only deals most of the damage of the enemy team, but really deals most of the damage when it comes to his attack speed. So I go on Jax and I really want to shut him down because he's right now the one that's causing problems. And after that, I really want to go on Misfortune. I don't really care about Fiddlestick because right now his damages are not scary. And yeah, you want to go on the ones that deal the damages. Because one of the good things about those enemies is that they deal a lot of damage, but most of the times their armors are so low that your lifesteal is gonna have a huge impact on your life because you're gonna be stealing more life. So that is really important. Here, I always think that it is really important to focus on towers instead of chasing that one jungler that really is just making a waste of time. We could have actually gone, I probably think, 2 towers down if we focused all the way. But it's all good. So yeah, just always make sure that you try to go. Well, this is actually nice. I'm gonna get it because I forgot this. It comes to my direction. And yeah, it's always good. So yeah, when you get into team fights, you really wanna slow down the enemy that has the highest attack speed and damages, and you want to focus on those, but make sure that if the enemy team is being precise on the focusing, that you keep away from your ADC all the bad things. So now you will see one of the reasons why I really like to be tanky, because you have a chance to do things that if you were not tanky you just will never be able to do. So we go for him, and that's a good thing. But here I should have just left, but I wanted to stay inside. And you actually have enough time to just deal enough damage to get that second kill. Even though sometimes it's just better to leave. But it was good because my team is pushing up there. So this is gonna be another fight that's gonna be interesting. I slow down Jax, so I get some damages on him, and unfortunately he is gonna be leaving, jumping on his ally Fiddle. But I feel that I have 3 enemies here. I feel comfortable leaving my bottom allies dealing with all the others, because I got the ADC that I easily shut down. I got the jungler that it's pretty much dead, and then I'm gonna go and clear all the other things. It looks like there's gonna be 3 more to deal with, but I really feel comfortable. Our positioning is much better, even though they're waiting for us. So I'm just gonna slow down, as you can see, Pantheon, because he was going towards my mage, and I don't want him to do that. So he's wasting time trying to get her, and I will try to get him shut down, but that Jax is just a pain in the ass. And what I finished doing is just slow down the enemy and make sure that I siphoning strike into the spirit fire, and then it's pretty much bang, it's done. Another item that I wanted to talk about, it's the home guard. I feel that those boots are probably one of the best options. Like in this case, it actually helped me go and save my ally from being killed, just because I arrived there that 1 second to slow down Jax. That was all possible just for the boots, because I feel the other boots, the extra movement speed that you get, it doesn't really make a difference. And then when it comes to the other tanky item that I like, obviously it always depends on the enemy team, but I really gotta say I like this one here, the Torn Mail, because I feel that in game most of the damage that you get is the physical damage. So considering that I'm gonna have a lot of health, because I'm gonna finish up with Warmog, I really feel that it is a good thing to have the extra armor that actually gives back 30% of the damages received. So that's gonna shut off a little bit more the enemy ADC. And here I'll show you why I really like having flash. Even though Ghost, it's a very interesting option, I have actually the chance with my flash to just jump into the enemy ADC. That could be a big problem. And once I hit him, I don't really care if they got flash, because once I hit him, I slow them enough to just get them in just a second later. And so yeah, that's another proof of how good having a damaging item is. We were actually capable to get the Baron, just me and Kyle alone. So yeah, Nasus, it's an awesome champion, and I feel that when you go tanky with that little bit of damage, he can really make a huge difference. And yeah, that's a thing that I like, to go down turrets and receive no damages from them. That's another good thing about having a lot of armor, because you just pretty much nullify the damage of those. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I look forward to receive some comments and suggestions because I still feel like I am trying to figure out the perfect build for him. I feel like this one really works well. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hoopla, I will let you go with some fun moments of my Nasus learning experience because I had a lot of those. Trying to figure out the right way to do it, I encountered some fun parts. Have fun! And when the game is not really going good, the enemy team is ahead, and kills die too many guys. The best thing to do is just get here and get this from behind. Oh yeah!